Hi all, welcome back to the online study channel prepared and presented by Mr. Abdul Manaf, Assistant Professor, English Department. This class is meant for second semester BA, B.SC, B.Com degree students under Calicut University. Unit 6 Mechanics and Conventions of Writing. An academic writing assignment is completed only when we use the mechanics and conventions of writing specified for our discipline. The formal assignments require to follow punctuation rules and stylistic restrictions. Your academic writing or your academic work is only completed when you use the mechanics and conventions of writing. So, punctuation marks are very important here. Without punctuation or without the proper use of punctuations, your academic writing will not be completed. A formal assignments require to follow punctuation rules and stylistic restrictions. We must follow the rules required during using the punctuation marks appropriately. Understand how wrong punctuation changes the meaning. Often the wrong punctuation leads you to misunderstanding. Punctuation is very important in writing. A comma in a wrong place can change the meaning of the sentence. Let's see now. Look at these examples. Number 1. A woman without a man is nothing. Number 2. A woman without her man is nothing. Number 3. A woman without a man is nothing. Look, what did we do here? We used different punctuation marks in different sentences differently. So, the meaning of each sentence is different from others. Here, the thing to be noted is when we use punctuation marks appropriately, we will get the correct meaning from it, or it will lead us for misunderstanding, or the meaning will be changed from our intention. A woman without her man is nothing. A woman, number 2, without her man is nothing. A man in this world is nothing without the presence of a woman. And number 3, a woman without her man is nothing. A woman in this world without her man is nothing. Her life is nothing it gives you. So, the same words are given in different sentences, but there are some punctuation marks which give us the meanings. So, using punctuation marks in sentence appropriately is a must. then only your reader or your listener will get the meaning that you use with your own intention. Otherwise, it will lead them for misunderstanding. Now let us discuss the uses of punctuation marks in English. As we discussed earlier, punctuation is essential for the reader to understand what you intended to say. What's your intention to say? Wrong punctuation can cause miscommunication. So, let us understand the punctuation marks very well. Punctuation. Now you can see different punctuation marks on the slide. Period. You know period? What is period? This is not actually the period that you have in your timetable. Though you say, oh, we have this period or that period. No. This is what is a period. It means full stop. Question mark. Quotation mark, apostrophe, comma, hyphen, exclamation point, colon, parenthesis, semicolon. Let us understand more about these punctuation marks. Look at these examples and try to read these two sentences. Let's eat grandma. Let's eat grandma. What is written down? Commas save lives. Actually, do commas save lives? Yes, they do. Let's understand from these two sentences when you try to pronounce this as let's eat grandma. You ask your grandma to eat or to have food. But look at the next sentence. Let's eat grandma. Means you are not going to eat the food, but you are going to eat your grandma. That's why it is written there, commas save lives. Your grandma's life is with you. So here these funny sentences are given for you to know the importance or the seriousness of usages. What usages? The usages of add punctuation marks in proper places. If you cannot use them properly, it will lead others to misunderstanding or miscommunication. They can't understand what you say, or they can't understand what you write, or at least they cannot understand what you try to say to other people. So better use the punctuation marks appropriately in different places. Comma. What do we use commas? One of the commonest punctuation marks but the hardest to provide guidance for. It is used after introductory words or phrases. For example, however, most cases should be considered before reaching a conclusion. There it is written to show the introductory words. Given, however, after the introductory word, comma is used. Around examples or comments. Nationalism. It is widely recognized has a positive and negative side. It's a comment. Around the comments, let's use the comma. nationalism, it is widely recognized as a positive and negative side. With conjunction, 300 people were interviewed, but only half the responses could be used. What's the interjection word? The but. A word which is used to connect words or sentences. But. With that word, let's use comma. That means with conjunctions. Let's understand more about the usages of comma. In order to list nouns, let's use comma. Noun list, like the names of persons, the names of places, the names of vegetables or other articles. In order to list those nouns, let's use the punctuation mark comma. Here is an example for you. Tomatoes, beans, cabbages, and potatoes were all genetically modified in turn. To list coordinating adjectives. In order to list out the coordinating adjectives like well-maintained, spacious rooms, etc., though you can use comma. For example, Taj Hotel provides well-maintained, spacious rooms at best price. A comma is given after a coordinating adjective, well-maintained. To set chords away from rest of the sentences, a comma can be used. In order to set quotations of great personalities like Mahatma Gandhi said to his disciples, "Do or die." Very important quotation that we might have heard. Mahatma Gandhi said to his disciples, what is given there? A comma. After the comma, you can see double inverted comma in which it is written, "Do or die." So, a comma is used to set chords away from rest of the sentences. A comma would be too weak and a full stop would be too strong. You must understand. Semicolon indicates a pause or a break in a sentence which is longer than comma but shorter than period. What is this symbol for? This is for showing semicolon, used to show the link between or to combine two connected phrases which are not connected with any conjunctions, but and. For example, nobody questioned the results. They were quite conclusive. Here, you have to use the word but. But you can use this sentence without using the word but. How? Nobody questioned the results. After you have to place a semicolon. Then you can write they were quite conclusive. This semicolon gives you the meaning of but or and. Used to divide up items in a list when they have a complex structure as in a multiple citation. Semicolon is used to divide items in a list. Now you can see in this citation there are different items. Here you use the comma, you use the semicolon for dividing up items in this list. Maitland, 2006. Rosner, 1997. New Scientist, 2006. University of Michigan, 2000. In order to divide these items from this multiple citation, we used semicolon. And semicolon is used to separate items in a list when the items are phrased or the item conclude, as it does include a comma or conjunction. For example, classroom has overhead projector, favorite among all the teachers, LCD projector, slide projector, and smart board. Where do you use semicolon? You use the semicolon here in the place to separate items in the list when the items are phrases or the items include a comma or conjunction. Here, these items are being used by different commas. So in order to separate them from these commas, you can use a semicolon amongst them. What does this symbol stand for? Can you guess? It is colon. What can we call it? Colon. The usages of colon. It is used to introduce explanation to separate independent clauses where the first describes the second. The meeting was postponed. Dean was ill. It is used to introduce explanation. How it is used? The meeting was postponed. What's the reason? Dean was ill. So to separate the independent clause, here we used this punctuation mark, colon. The meeting was postponed. Dean was ill. To start a list, these aspects were identified: financial, social, and ethical. In order to start a list, we can use colon. To introduce a quotation, as the Duchess of Windsor said, "You can never be too rich or too thin." What did we do here? We introduced a quotation by Duchess of Windsor. You can never be too rich or too thin. After his name, with a verb, we used this punctuation mark, colon. To separate a title from subtitle, the notes of disharmony, failed marriages in Anida Desai's work. Here we used the colon to separate title from the subtitle. The notes of disharmony, as it is given the title, subtitle, failed marriages in Anida Desai's work. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Wait for the next or the rest of our chapter's content. Goodbye.